the NIB contribution hike now in effect. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Started really with summer programs like this. And so it means that no matter
Over 600 high school and college students employed for the summer. Good evening all, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Ministry of Grand Bahamas Summer Youth Employment Program commencing this week, welcoming hundreds of students to the workforce for the summer. Jay Philippe provides the details in this report.
Over 600 plus students will participate in the Grand Bahamas Summer Youth Employment Program, the official orientation taking place at the Freeport Bible Church. A number of government officials was in attendance, including the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie.
this means that we are providing valuable opportunities for our young people to gain real-world experience, develop essential skills, and contribute to our community's growth and innovation.
The orientation session serving as an opportunity to outline various roles and responsibilities for the close to 600 students participating in the 2024 summer program across Grand Bahama. Minister Moxie, in her address, challenging them to take full advantage of the opportunities they will receive in their work environments.
Wherever you are placed, I want you to approach it with the mindset that you are a valuable asset to that team. Being a valuable asset means you have a responsibility to perform well and behave appropriately.
Students receiving their official placement packages expressing their gratitude for the summer employment program, where they will gain work experience and be compensated.
I aim to be a mechanical engineer when I, will graduate from university.
I feel to build up my courage to socialize more, learn more, do more, have an opportunity to learn how to cope around.
I hope to benefit from the program a lot because last year I definitely did, working in my field.
I hope to learn to be more responsible, to be more studious, and overall be able to achieve more.
The participants were chosen from a large pool of applicants and believe they possess valuable skills they hope to contribute during their respective placements.
I think I'll be able to help in many different ways because, like you said, with my skill set, I think any company could really benefit from the skills that I have.
I think compared to most people, I'm more mature.
I believe that I'm a very good leader and very well at when it comes to improvising and working through problems on a fly.
With around 100 businesses now participating in the program, it is hoped that they will provide valuable opportunities for young people and gain real-world experience, develop essential skills, and contribute to their communities. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
Thanks, Jay. Well, the Minister of Labor and Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, aiming to revamp and rename the 52 Weeks program to the Public Service Professional Service Engagement. The minister says the goal is to train and transform the participants into professionals.
The Ministry of Public Service and Labor is currently and has been for almost a year now in review of the entire program, where we anticipate by the end of this calendar year, every employee that has been on the 52-week PSPEP program historically, no matter how far back you've been engaged, will become confirmed in the program, making you permanent employees. We owe that to the 52-week workers. But the forward-thinking approach is that we've placed a hold on in bringing on any new members of the cohort at this time. We want to right-size the program, and right-size also speaks to budget. We want to ensure that our 52-week workers are permanently placed in their various ministries, and then we will resume the program, only ensuring that we're hiring to fill the gaps that exist in the public service.
The minister says they are using the program as the tool to recruit and develop the next public servants of the country. However, she is mindful of the frustration and discouragement some workers feel, but she wants them to remain diligent in their respective areas.
I think our 52 workers have a right to be disenfranchised and being in limbo for such a long time. Many of them have already started to receive their letters of confirmation, so I know that provides the hope, but I speak to the assurance that within this calendar year, we would have done the work, and it has been a lot of work. We've had workers on the 52-week program who've been on the program for years, and we can't say that we have a physical file for them. So we're working from the bottom up. We're creating files, we're creating profiles for these workers so that they actually exist in our records beyond just being temporary workers. There is hope because persons have already begun to receive letters, and we will be completing that process this year once and for all so that the 52-week workers can indeed feel a sense of belonging in the establishment in the public service.
Well, it's only been a few days since the NIB contribution hike took effect, and the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce president is weighing in on its necessity and potential economic impact on the island. Raven Davis reports.
Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce President James Carey says the recent 1.5 percentage point increase in the National Insurance Board's contribution rate was necessary to stabilize the fund. However, he emphasizes that its economic impact will be marginal without considering its effect alongside other taxes and fees.
What Grand Bahama does need is a growth in its population. Particularly its younger population who will be contributing to the fund for many years to come. And one of the ways that this can be accomplished in touching a subject that's very present with us right now is if the government and the Port Authority would work together, perhaps they can drive economic development. That, of course, brings more revenue to NIB.
He believes the current rate hike does not fully resolve NIB's financial shortfall. And while initially plans for further increases over a 20-year period were announced, they were later retracted. Carey says now it's just a matter of wait and see.
Just have to get past 2026, and then we will see what happens. Of course, we know what happens in 2026. But you know, as with all things, you know, the demand on NIB will continue to grow.
Moreover, Carey says it would be interesting to know just how many small businesses and entrepreneurs do not ascribe to NIB, ultimately contributing to some of the shortfall.
They should know who are licensed operators, et cetera, and visit with them and get this sorted out.
And in the absence of a national pension scheme mandating employers to provide pension plans, Carey stresses the need for public awareness on the importance of pension planning.
One of the things we don't do in this country, and while it's good to enjoy life and enjoy one's labor, we have to also encourage some saving for that rainy day.
Announcement regarding the hike garnered mixed reactions from the public. However, it ultimately went into effect on July 1. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
When we come back, day 2 of our 3-day series titled Having a Good Time in Cuba continues with the Bahama Brass Band. That story, sports, and more in the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition continues.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Jolly Madison Home Center is gearing up for the Bahamas' 51st Independence Celebration with explosive store-wide 25% off savings. It all happens this Friday and Saturday. From Ace Hardware and Houseware, Whirlpool and GE Appliances, plumbing and electrical supplies, gardening tools, hurricane supplies, and electronics. Absolutely everything in all departments, including the plant nursery, will be on sale. Spend $100 or more and be eligible to win a mystery appliance this Friday and Saturday at Jolly Madison store-wide free Independence Sale.
It's the Summer Goombay Festival Junkanoo All-Stars Grand Rush 2024, Thursday, July 4th at Tano Beach. For more information, contact welcominghomegb@gmail.com or call 350-8588. Presented by the Ministry for Grand Bahama. Park and Shop is having an Independence Day sale with 25% off July 5th, 6th, 8th, and 9th. Save on everything except underwear and red tag items. Store hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Get ready for the Battle in the Bahamas karaoke contest at Port Lakaya Market Square. Preliminary trials are July 19th at 7 p.m. and the main event is July 26th at 7:30 p.m. For more information, call 438-9056. It's the Grand Cultural Festival on Saturday, July 6th, downtown. Enjoy live performances by Wilfred Solomon, Sherrod Taylor, Papa Smurf, Avi, Nishi, LS, D-Mac, Veronica Bishop, the Northern Police Pop Band, and more. For more information, email welcominghomegb@gmail.com or call 350-8588. Get ready for the Welcoming Home Grand Expo Road Race 5K, Saturday, July 6th at 6 a.m. Starting at the Ministry for Grand Bahama, down East Mall Drive, circle the Grand Bahama International Airport roundabout, and return. Visit ministryforgb.com/GRR for more details.
For designer shoes, sandals, handbags, and accessories, visit Steppin' Out Top of the Hill, Mackey Street, or WhatsApp 727-9098. Shipping available throughout the family of islands. Steppin' Out when you want to put your best foot forward.
Happy 51st Independence, Bahamas. And Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating with a 20% off store-wide sale. This Friday, July 5th through Saturday, July 6th, save on all things tiles. And if you come in before Friday, you can enter to win an additional $200 off your purchase. That's right. Get big savings this Friday and Saturday at Grand Bahama Tile. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Well, last night, the Ministry of Grand Bahama kicked off their Welcoming Home week of events with a Battle of the DJs competition at Fish Fry in Smith's Point. Tonight, the celebration continues with the Grand Junkanoo Rush Out on Tino Beach. Minister Moxie says she could not be more excited.
On Friday, we have the Grand Expo where we're showcasing all of the opportunities that Grand Mama has to offer so that people can come out and get to meet with some of the developers on the island and hear what's going on. And then on a Saturday morning, we have the Grand Road Race. I say road race and walk because some of us are going to walk. And that starts at 6 a.m., beginning from the Harold de Gregory building to the airport and return.
The events continue into the weekend and through next week. On Friday, July 5th, the ministry-endorsed event, the reunion, will take place at the Grand Lucayan. And on Saturday, Minister Moxie says downtown will come alive.
And we're going to have artists, Grand Bahamian artists from throughout the country, the best in music. And we're also going to have our song competition where we're going to declare the winner of our competition. And then on Sunday, we have our ecumenical service at St. John's Jubilee Cathedral. It's called Jubilee Cathedral now.
And finally in news, the Bahama Brass Band making their presence felt during their 5-day trip to the tropical island of Cuba, taking with them good vibes and music. 31 members dedicated a special day to visit Cathedral Square and a Cuban church. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
The Bahama Brass Band making it clear that through God, all things are possible, and that includes good music. The band visiting a number of the hotspots in the country, including 99 A Street and Cathedral Square. But topping the agenda is an iconic experience and celebration of Cuban culture as residents from different settlements united and performed a Junkanoo-style rush out in the streets of downtown Havana. Excited and gracefully exuding gratitude for the immense impact that residents experienced from the spirit of music with the Bahama Brass Band. Next stop was the Cathedral Square, where the brass band marched and played their favorite gospel hits, and despite heavy rainfall, they did not allow anything to interfere with their plans of moving and grooving through the cracks and corners of Havana. The band ended their day with a lovely church service at the Prophecy of God with Pastor Jenny Antonio, the band director of the Grand Bahamas segment, Bishop Barry Morris Sr., and the ambassador to Cuba, Dr. Ellison Raming, bringing remarks. The ambassador sharing that he has been in Cuba for over a year and that living in a Spanish country is not always easy, but he thanks the band for their visit because the musical renditions reminded him that God is always near.
On behalf of the government and people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas,
a nombre del pueblo y del gobierno de la Mancomunidad de las Bahamas,
I want to say what a pleasure it is for me to greet you this morning.
Quiero expresarles todo el placer que es para mí estar aquí esta mañana.
I have been the ambassador in Cuba for 2 years now.
He sido embajador de Bahamas en Cuba por 2 años.
And this is the most enriching spiritual experience I've had.
Bishop Morris ending with an emotional message, sharing that those who belong to Jesus Christ must live an exemplary life, and that also means obeying when he speaks.
And though I may have troubles, y aunque yo viaje, though you may have troubles, o cuando ustedes tengan problemas, and we walk through valleys and shadows of death, y caminemos por momentos de sombras y valles de problemas. Fear not. No temeré. We have no need to fear. No tenemos por qué temer. Because he is with us. Porque él está con nosotros. He is with us. Él siempre está con nosotros.
Powerful message by Bishop. That's a look at stories making news. Jay, tell us what's coming up in sports.
Miko coming up in sports. Rising Stars under-19 girls softball team preparing for competition in Puerto Rico. Don't go away. Sports is next, right after this break.
The Forever Flower Shop. Check out our new selection of artificial flowers and wreaths. Choose stems for your own projects or get a pre-made arrangement as a quick fix to a dull space. If you're a soon-to-be bride, inquire about bulk ordering for floral options that won't break the bank. It's all here at Island Bedding and Furniture, located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinary.
Hungry? Save the day with this hack. The tastiest hack is no longer a secret. Order 2 medium one-topping pizzas from Pizza Hut Freeport for only $22. Enjoy Pizza Hut while spending less all the way to the crust. Visit us at the store, carry out or delivery. 2 medium one-topping pizzas for only $22. Call us at 352-9191. Pizza Hut Freeport. Enjoy all the way to the crust. Pizza Hut Freeport.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Join a day of grand networking opportunities on Friday, July 5th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Great Lawn, Grand Lucayan. Explore job and entrepreneurial possibilities at the Welcoming Home Grand Expo. Visit ministry4gb.com for more details. Experience the excitement of the West End Move 2024 Sunday, July 7th as part of the Welcoming Home Grand Expo. For more information, contact welcominghomegb@gmail.com or call 350-8588. Presented by the Ministry for Grand Bahama.
Happy 51st Independence, Bahamas. And Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating with a 20% off store-wide sale. This Friday, July 5th through Saturday, July 6th, save on all things tiles. And if you come in before Friday, you can enter to win an additional $200 off your purchase. That's That's right. Get big savings this Friday and Saturday at Grand Bahama Tile. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
My name is Jeffrey Thompson. I'm the Managing Director of Elegant Occasions. We provide service for proms, everyday arrangements, funerals, weddings, corporate events, and we are an exclusive store that we do everything. You name it, we can do it. We do European, Dutch floral arrangements. We do wedding packages, custom made and designed. We have our new stock in where we do arrangements in purses, bags, hats, mugs, and cups. We're located at #1 Raven Mall. Our telephone numbers are 807-6414, 439-8148. So come on down, we're here for you.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. A major softball tournament happening this weekend, but also Rising Stars headed to Puerto Rico. But let's begin with local basketball. King Hoops basketball camp underway at St. George's Gym in the afternoons. Over 60 young aspiring basketball players have been attending the camp on a daily basis.
King Hoops has been around for 15 plus years. You know, our whole thing is always changing lives, but at the same time, we want to educate the kids as it relates to basketball, to empower them, to improve their basic fundamentals. We have a great corp of coaches that come and assist and help and add a lot to the development of basketball in the country.
We've been learning on ball handling, shooting, finishing, passing, all the fundamentals inside basketball. And it's been very fun, you know, training with my fellow classmates, teammates, and my coaches.
We've been working on our footwork and overall just getting better. We've been competing and learning how to shoot. I just hope to learn to get better and learn how to control the floor.
Start working on the fundamentals, dribbling, you know, evaluation, they just seeing how far we is. And I'm thankful for being able to come to this camp, you know, being able to build new friendships, being able to play with my classmates, teammates from different schools. You know what I mean, building relationships.
Next in sports, Rising Stars under-19 softball team will be traveling this weekend to Puerto Rico.
Well, our interleague season ended in about May, so we've been practicing ever since about the first week in July, 3 times a week, every day for 2 hours. On a normal day of practice, you know, we get here 30 minutes before our coaches so we could be warmed up, run our laps, do our stretches, and then we go into our field work. We do some drills. We focus on some hitting and playing their positions, and overall just getting better as the time winds down to Puerto Rico.
And last in sports, Friends for Life Fastbridge softball tournament honoring softball legend Patrice Brathwaite is underway through Sunday at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex.
Grand Bahama, please come out. All our softball lovers, I don't care from east to west, you gotta come on the back of the truck. Do it like how we used to do it in the back of the day. Everybody load up on the truck and you come on out to the softball park.
Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Thanks, Jay. It's now time for a check on your local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Stay with us, our Facebook friend of the night, when we come back.
Happy 51st Independence, Bahamas. And Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating with a 20% off store-wide sale. This Friday, July 5th through Saturday, July 6th, save on all things tiles. And if you come in before Friday, you can enter to win an additional $200 off your purchase. That's right. Get big savings this Friday and Saturday at Grand Bahama Tile. Call them at 352-7920. Summer Street.
Grand Bahama, get ready to celebrate independence in grand style. Join us for the Welcoming Home events, starting with the Down by the Fish Fry Battle of the DJs at Smith's Point. The festivities continue Thursday with the Summer Gumbe Festival. Friday brings us the Grand Expo at the Grand Lucayan and the Reunion 2 Old School Party. Don't miss the family-friendly road race and cultural festival on Saturday, featuring the thrilling announcement of our Welcoming Home song competition winner. But the celebration doesn't stop there. Join us for the 51st and Beyond Praise and Thanksgiving service on Sunday, followed by the West End Move. On Monday, enjoy Gia Pierre's play, March On, the Story of Us. Then gear up for the 51st and Beyond Ecumenical Service, cultural show, and inspection of the guard on Tuesday, July 9th. Let's make this a grand celebration to remember. Visit www.ministryforgb.com/welcoming home.
Hey there, welcome back to Health Bites. If you're over 50 and you're trying to live to 100 plus, you need these 4 supplements. Beet powder is great for energy and endurance, great for blood flow, and it's even great for your immune system. Turmeric is great to help reduce joint pain. It helps improve brain health, and it also helps to reduce inflammation. Omega-3s also help with brain health, heart health, and they can even help to improve your cholesterol. Flaxseed oil helps to boost immunity, helps to lower blood pressure, blood sugar, and it helps with overall health and wellness. If you're interested in any of the products in this video, or you just want some more information, stop by your nearest Fitness Connection location or shop online at shopfitnessconnection.com.
Liquid means forward. So my selector, reload your carbine and rewind. Chinese laundry. That's right, it's about to go down. We go back to the ballroom. Reunion 2. If you missed the first party, this one you don't want to miss. That's right, Friday, July 5th, it's going down in a major way. We're going back to the ballroom, the biggest all-school party ever. You know, I always tell you guys, you got to pick a side. You got Team Fluid Factory, they're going with Doris Riley. And you got Team Rhythm, we going with Ja Cure. So you got to pick a side. This July 5th, we back in the ballroom, the Reunion 2. This one's hosted by Mighty Pencil. We'll be playing music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. All genres of music. So come on early and prepare to have some fun. Doors open up at 7 p.m. Tickets now on sale at Fluid Factory, Queens Highway. So this is a party you don't want to miss. I'm telling you, get your tickets now. This event is sponsored by BTC, GB Wine and Spirits, Essentials Convenience Store, Unit 1027 and Fluid Factory.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
AJ Monroe, you are our Facebook friend of the night. We also want to wish you a happy birthday, and the staff said to bring them some sushi. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
A lot of our young men and women, they look forward to being around the game of basketball so much because a lot of their community is infested with crime and violence. It's always been a passion of mine to make sure to channel these young men and women in the right direction through sports. Basketball and being in this environment is a safe haven for them in terms of what they need to do to get out. You have leadership conference to help these young men and women to understand the importance of making the right choice. I tell all of my athletes, when you go to school, Help yourself. Stay focused. Use basketball. Don't let basketball use you. I love
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, CARICOM's Secretary General speaks on Hurricane Beryl's wrath on Jamaica. The role of educators and union underscored during a regional meeting in the capital. And in sports, the Bahamas gets ready for semi-finals at Olympic basketball qualifiers. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Cat 3 Hurricane Beryl, at last report, churning towards Mexico, having battered and bruised the southern and western Caribbean. The road to recovery, a long one for those impacted. As the DEMA reported yesterday, Barbados suffered significant loss to its fisheries sector, leaving many to build their lives from scratch. Significant destruction also recorded in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where it's estimated that housing stock was lost at nearly 100%. Similar reports coming out of Grenada. Destruction to housing, roads, downed trees, severe damage to infrastructure. And then there's Jamaica. Well, joining us this evening via Zoom is CARICOM Secretary General, Dr. Carla Barnett. Good evening, Secretary General Dr. Barnett. At the onset, thank you so much for agreeing to this interview, and fortunately one born out of the need of what has happened to our brothers and sisters in the region just recently. Hurricanes, no stranger to the Caribbean, but what has happened just a few days ago, earlier this week, is nothing short of a phenomenon. The intensity of Beryl, the fact that she was spawned so early in the Atlantic hurricane season. What are the reports already coming into CARICOM at this point?
We haven't had a fulsome report from Jamaica, but we understand that there was significant damage to infrastructure. The fisheries and agriculture sector had a lot of damage as well. The storm passed this morning south of the Cayman Islands, and we're awaiting word on the impact there. And from there, it's heading to the Yucatan Peninsula, where it hopefully will pass north of Belize. Belize should expect to get some tropical storm force winds, but not necessarily, it would seem, that they would receive the hurricane force winds. So it's been, as you say, quite a record-breaking storm, because the records don't show any Category 5 storms in June. And for us, that's something we have to take into account, because we have July through to November to carry through on the hurricane season, and it's really causing a lot of damage already. And we are hoping that the international community and those who are the ones who cause the greatest impact on climate change will do the right thing and begin to bring us back to where we can achieve that 1.5 degrees Celsius that we've been saying for years is what we need to maintain to ensure that as small island developing states we can survive climate change.
Well, thank you, Dr. Barnett. We'll hear much more from Dr. Barnett in terms of the role CARICOM will play in assisting its affected member countries in a later newscast. Well, meantime, Press Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Keishla Adderley, sharing today that the Prime Minister has been in constant talks with Caribbean Prime Ministers whose islands were severely impacted by Hurricane Beryl. Adderley adding that the PM has also been in contact with CARICOM to take a look at and execute a response to aid.
I think one of the dailies said it quite well today when they spoke to the fact that something to the effect it's our turn to help. Obviously, Prime Minister Davis has led in the advocacy on the issue of climate change, which is resulting in the more severe storms that we're seeing now. But again, those meetings are taking place, of course, with a view to funding how these repairs and everything else that comes along with hurricanes is going to be executed and dealt with. That may or may not include the deployment of officers, but all of that is up for discussion now and will be finalized in the days ahead.
Now, while the official regional death toll from Beryl has yet to be confirmed, international reports state at least 10 people have died, with 2 of those deaths confirmed in Jamaica after the monster storm swept through that island nation and other Caribbean countries, leaving, as you've heard, a path of destruction in its wake. With the United Nations also confirming to have mobilized $4 million to assist the countries battered by Beryl, officials observed a moment of silence for those impacted during today's opening of the Caribbean Union of Teachers executive meeting at the Courtyard Marriott. Education Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, acknowledging the turmoil in the region due to the storm's impact, extending her support and that of the nation.
We have seen the distressing images in the news and all over social media, and our hearts and prayers go out to our brothers and sisters who have been impacted by this monster storm. And we especially pray this morning for those who are currently under threat, even as we speak. We understand this all too well in the Bahamas. We can write the book. We stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters and pledge our support as efforts of recovery are underway.
The storm's devastation also prompting President of the Caribbean Union of Teachers, Garth Anderson, to stress that with millions of students and teachers in the region, the threat of climate change is very real. He says union leaders must have a vested interest on how it impacts not only their individual lives, but the wider region.
We must take all necessary steps to advocate and educate our peoples on what we can do to minimize the impact. We cannot do this alone, and so we call upon our elected leaders to make climate resilience and mitigation a priority. The reality is that we are, to a large extent, victims of climate change, skeptics, and capitalistic greed and advancement at any cost by the largest economies in the world.
Hurricane Beryl not delivering not so good news for cruise passengers to the region, as some cruise liners have had to divert their vessels to other destinations, and that includes the Bahamas. Here's Nassau Cruise Port's Operations Manager, Marcus Williams.
Hurricane Beryl has impacted ship scheduling at Nassau. However, we are in close communication with all the cruise lines as they alter their cruise itineraries. Some of these changes have and will affect Nassau. This is a very fluid situation, but Nassau has seen a few additional calls, and we can expect a few others based on the trajectory of the hurricane.
In related news, experts are pointing to Beryl's intensity and unusual path as potential evidence of climate change. Tonight, our Devontae Hanna delves into why scientists are seeing this storm as a significant marker in our understanding of Earth's warming.
Tonight, Hurricane Beryl is headed for Mexico, leaving behind a trail of destruction in the southeast Caribbean, and according to international reports, killing at least 7 people. It slammed Grenada, Barbados, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a catastrophic Category 5 storm before weakening to a Category 4 only just a month into the hurricane season.
Would you say that right now, we're now seeing the effects of climate change because we've been talking about it for so long?
I think most scientists now have came to the ultimate conclusion that climate change is happening.
Hurricane Beryl became the earliest forming Category 5 storm in the Atlantic Basin on record, and experts say they've not seen anything quite like it. Now, our Bahamians can enjoy the calm of the seas today. Meteorologists say that they should be prepared just in case anything changes in the next few months.
Really, for a hurricane to go and thrive, it needs a sea surface temperature of 26.5 degrees Celsius. The waters right now are at 29 degrees Celsius. And when they did the hurricane outlook for this year, most of the governing bodies, well, just all of them went for above average.
Beryl has been described as extreme and extraordinary, completely flattening homes and businesses across the region as the third Category 5 storm in 3 years and the 9th in 8 years. This now creating a new norm, according to disaster management and sustainable development specialist Dr. Trevor Johnson, who says now is the time for a proactive response.
We need to begin to shore up the coastline of our country, meaning investing in hard and soft structures. How are we going to build up seawalls? Or are we going to invest in nature-based solutions? I don't think that we have significantly invested in protecting our coastlines.
While a Category 5 hurricane is unheard of this early in the season, its strength fits into the broader picture of how storms are changing in a warmer world, which Dr. Johnson believes requires a more focused approach on sustainability and recovery.
In the developed world, we see a plethora of financial means by which countries fund disaster-related funds, and I think it's high time that we begin to aggressively look at that in the Bahamas, regardless of the consequences politically that may come from them.
As one of the fastest intensifying storms on record, Beryl has become yet another sign of a warming Earth. Meteorologists predict there could be another 3 to 6 major storms to develop over the remainder of the hurricane season. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Still to come, the role of educators highlighted at a regional meeting here in the capital. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
In the chaos of our daily lives, it's easy to be caught up in the rush. But when you're behind the wheel, remember, rushing can lead to disaster. Don't rush. Take your time. Remember, your life and others depends on it. Slow down. Stay alert and arrive alive. Because in the race of life, it's not about how fast you get there, but how safely.
This message is brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Finger licking good.
Bam! I got him! Cinema classic, y'all.
You see him? You see him? Oh, that's my dream man right there.
Listen, the only man I just dream about is Percy. Him and his pension plan just keep me smiling in my sleep. That's right. Percy get a pension plan where you could win up to $1,000 a week for a year.
Can you lie?
No, ma'am. Every time you deposit $20 on your verified Island Game account during July and August, you automatically enter to win one of 13 pensions. God, Percy is my dream man. Look at that. Look at that. Woo-hoo!
Did somebody say Percy?
Oh,
Money on your account and ride the easy train at Percy's Island Game.
They used to fly Western Air. I used to fly Western Air too.
Child, my children just bought my ticket because you all know I fly Western Air.
Right on time. Thank God I fly Western Air.
Yeah, you know I fly Western Air.
Hello, y'all get a ticket? Hey, y'all, I gotta go. Can't be late. You fly with Western Air.
Hey, you booked my ticket yet? You fly Western Air.
I 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 fly Western Air.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Sing, I'm proud to be a Bahamian. One more time, sing. Oh, I'm proud to be a Bahamian. God gave his land to me.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Security beefed up in key tourism areas to ensure the Bahamas remains a safe place. An assurance from Tourism Director General Atia Duncombe in the face of the unwanted international press the Bahamas has received following the mysterious disappearance of Chicago resident 41-year-old Taylor Casey. Police last reported that Casey's phone and other personal items outside of a passport had been found.
And I know that the Prime Minister introduced the 5-pronged pillar or approach to crime. We've seen increased police presence in many of our touristic zones. We've seen CCTV, facial recognition that's also available and out there. Many of our large hotel properties, they have security teams. Many of the touristic sites also have security measures that are in place.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources today announcing the creation of its participatory drone mapping and data analysis unit. The unit's establishment due in part to the support of the FAO, which provided drones and training for 16 of the ministry's employees, now accredited drone pilots. The participants presented certificates today during a presentation. Acting Agriculture and Marine Resource Minister, the Honorable Leon Lundy, says the technology was provided to build capacity in the agricultural, coastal, marine, and disaster risk management applications.
The FAO provided the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources with 4 drones. The training to pilot the drones and the geospatial mapping analysis software to support the effective implementation of a national UAS unit. This unit of 16 has covered over 300 acres between 2 islands in just 56 days. Through the use of drones, they performed a series of mapping surveys, panoramic and data analysis of various sites of national interest.
The Caribbean Union of Teachers hosting its 2-day executive meeting here in the Bahamas this year, with the Bahamas Educators and Managers Union and the Bahamas Educators, Counselors and Allied Workers Union also represented. Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, and Director of Education, Dominique McCartney Russell, both speaking to the important role of educators and the union.
The role of the Caribbean Union of Teachers is pivotal, and the director spoke to this, I think, somewhat, to the qualitative state of education in our region. Your union coalesces the solidarity of educators and their interests within our region, and you represent ultimately the interests of our respective peoples, having regard to the critical role of education in individual, national, and regional development and its meaning to the future.
I wish to commend the Caribbean Union of Teachers for your efforts to improve learning outcomes across the Caribbean through knowledge exchange and collaborative expertise, leveraging diverse perspectives to solve these complex problems.
Union of Teachers President Garth Anderson also reflecting on what he says is the union's role in shaping the role of education in the region.
As we gather here, let us reflect on the importance of our mission as the Caribbean Union of Teachers to promote excellence in education, to advocate for the rights and welfare of teachers, and to ensure that every child in the Caribbean receives a quality education. Our work is not just a profession, it's a calling.
In related news, academic excellence to be awarded in a pretty big way, thanks in large part to a collaboration between the Wilson Family Foundation and the University of the Bahamas. The first ever Wilson Prize, valued at $50,000, will be awarded every 5 years for scholarly work and world-class research fueling innovation and promoting national development. Wilson family head Sir Franklin and his wife, Sharon Lady Wilson, were on hand this week at the university for the announcement of the prize and to call for applicants to get in on the action. The recipient of the award is expected to be announced in 2025. Sir Franklin says this is a great opportunity to award excellence and inspire future generations.
Once we recognize it, there's value in saluting and honoring it. If it's good and we see it's good, let's feel good about the fact that good things are happening. So we salute and honor it. And then it's more significant when we salute and honor in ways that are consistent with global practices. It's consistent with global practices, particularly when the standards are global standards. So this concept of prizes and review board to ensure excellence and so on and so forth, we're not reinventing the wheel. This is how it's done.
Well, we still have more news to come, but Charles Fisher has a look at what's coming up in sports. Charles?
Coming up in sports, Team Bahamas off today at the pre-Olympic qualifiers in Valencia, Spain. But guess what? They are into the semifinals come Saturday.
If you see news in the making, call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I read you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Happy Independence Bahamas. Let's celebrate 50+1 together with a unique Janae's Uniform Center Independence print, dry fit polo or t-shirts, ribbons and pole bows in black, gold, and aquamarine. Janae's special family package includes buy 2 adults and 3 children Independence polos or t-shirts and get 15% off. Outfit your staff for a special Independence dress of week or day with a different design. For more than 30 pieces of Janae's Independence polos or t-shirts, get up to 25% discount. Janae's Uniform Center Chesapeake Road Independence Selections. Choose your favorite and celebrate 50+1.
What are we gonna do? We forgot your daddy's birthday. He's visiting Luthra, and we're all the way in Nassau. You got it? Okay. Yes, you're right.
Luthra for tomorrow? No problem.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
A disabled person, a lot of times we feel like it's just us. And I recognize, even through my bone cancer journey and receiving an amputation, that it was time to join the community around me. So I started to dive into sports, adaptive sports, Paralympic development. So that's how I got into para archery. You know the lens that you have in yourself on your own value. How am I going to be productive? How am I going to leave a mark or do an impact in your community? You're going to have to decide that even in showing up, you're celebrating your wins, but also acknowledging and being accountable for the times that you did not do what you needed to do, but it's never a loss, it's a learn. And so actually helps us to focus on that, focus on ourselves and focus on our actions. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Hardware is the helpful place. Everything you need under one roof. From electrical, paint, plumbing, outdoor, barbecue, automotive, lawn and garden, pet supply, houseware, and seasons. Hurricane season is now here. So for all your hurricane needs, we have a 25% off bargain zone.
Hey, thanks. I would have given more stuff, but I didn't bring my money. I thought this was a glove, and I thought everything was free. Finally know what it is now. Ace.
We're located on St. Albans Drive, West Bay Street. Open Monday to Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and closed for lunch 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Legislators last evening passing several bills in Parliament to enhance the aviation sector. Given the green light last evening, the Civil Aviation Amendment Bill, the Civil Aviation Authority Amendment Bill, and the Law Reform and Revision Amendment Bill. Now, during wrap-up of the bills, Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, addressed a number of issues raised by the opposition. He also provided clarity on foreign pilot licenses from the Civil Aviation Authority of the Bahamas, or CAB.
When the CAB validate a foreign license for a pilot, that validation is only valid so long as the foreign license remains valid. There are times when we convert, and when we convert a license, that becomes a Bahamian license, and it's treated as a standalone license, and that Bahamian pilot holds a sovereign document of the Bahamas, and therefore he is licensed as a pilot in the Bahamas. So there are two options. There is the validation, and there is the conversion.
The House of Assembly next meets on July 8th at 10 a.m. Well, airline ticket bookings for the next 3 to 6 months of this year in line with last year's numbers, according to Director General of Tourism, Latia Duncombe, who adds that so far this year they've also seen a trend in ticketed booking.
We have noticed a shortening in the booking window. And so although these are what we see, we do expect growth in the months to come because visitors are now booking a little shorter rather than booking so far in advance.
Parliament revealing yesterday that $200 million could possibly be spent on necessary infrastructural upgrades to LPIA's runway, but it appears Family Islanders are up in arms over this announcement and are of the view construction of their airport should be carried out first. Director of Aviation, Dr. Kenneth Roma, spoke to the issue during a press briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister on Thursday.
LPIA has presented a business plan that speaks to the development of both airside improvements, including the terminal, the tarmac, and also we looked at that runway. Bernice Watkins, the CEO and President, can speak more succinctly to that. I cannot give a timeline, but I can say that there has been a commitment to ensure that there is transformative work being done on the airside of LPIA.
When asked about aviation's efforts to address the congestion and how these upgrades would resolve this issue, Romer said,
Long lines is good news for tourism. When it comes to the volume of tourism, if it speaks to operational inefficiency, that's when it becomes my concern. So we have identified some opportunities. Some of it had to do with the scanning equipment. At the time, Sense-Then Airport Authority would have acquired a bit more scanning equipment. We have beefed up additional personnel. We saw about 27 new screeners are going to assist now with the expediting screening procedures. When it comes to the to LPIA, a lot of the congestion spoke to airlines coming during peak time. So we are now offering incentives to airlines that come outside of peak time.
"32 Bahamian vendors putting all things Bahamian on full display at the pre-independence pop-up market in the foyer of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. It's just one way to make shopping for independence paraphernalia more accessible for that large body of employees ahead of celebrations. Division of Culture's Events and Fashion Coordinator Anya Bowe says she's happy to assist vendors with promoting their products.
We are going beyond 50. At the end of the day, it's still a celebration. We still have to continue on the celebration and keep the vibe alive, right? And make sure that our vendors as well are able to get the opportunity to come out and share their products and their services with the Bahamian people as well.
Now, vendors we caught up with say they're grateful for the opportunity and hopeful that business picks up ahead of the country's 51st birthday.
It's actually been very good for me. Yeah, very motivating. People are very interested in my items, so they've been moving really swiftly off my table.
Hi, my name is Sanchez Clinton, paint and flooring specialist here at CBS Bahamas. And today I just want to welcome you into our brand new paint center where you could get top quality products at exceptional prices, such as Valspar, Minwax, Krylon, and so much more. At CBS Bahamas, you could get your color match, tinting, shaking here for free. You could even get a digital rendering or even a color swatch, and we'll be able to mix it with our advanced color matching system. So come on down to CBS Bahamas where we can help you build beautiful.
Are you a business with 3 or more vehicles looking for the perfect fueling solution? Well, look no further.
I can go into any Rubis service station and get fast and easy service without any form of payment.
I can top up my fuel account and generate reports anytime online.
We at Wildflowers enjoy significant savings from fraud reduction. The Rubis system provides optimum security and peace of mind.
Email bahamassales@rubis-bahamas.com to sign up now.
The specials to help you celebrate independence are at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow Chunk Tuna, 5 ounce, 2 for $1.89. Panama Raw Shrimp, 41.50, 12 ounce, $4.99. Fresh Pork, $1.99 per pound. Honey Glow Pineapples, $4.99 each. Super Value Water, 1 gallon, $1.29. Happy Independence from Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
We here at Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service. We do armored service. We do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Losing your furniture to costly termite damage? You need Rentokil Initials Drop and Go Furniture Fumigation, the only service like it in the Bahamas. Simply drop your furniture at a fumigation container located at 5th Terrace, Centerville, and collect your termite-free piece within days. Sealed with our termite-free guarantee. Fast, convenient, affordable. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Government's push to upgrade Family Island airports through its public-private partnership couldn't have come at a better time for Andros-based air carriers. At the recent Andros Business Outlook, representatives of Western Air and Aztec Airways touted the growth they've seen in air travel post-COVID. However, they're concerned about what they claim are the dilapidated runways in San Andros and Congo Town.
It is difficult operating, like I said, a larger aircraft on a short runway, because now you have to work that aircraft a whole lot harder instead of when you land and taking off and landing, because when you land now you have to apply brakes and reverse throttle and all of that in order to stop.
When I bring an airplane in with 2 or 3 people and I walk out with $300 in fees, it makes it difficult to make ends meet.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil. I think all we want to hear is that Beryl is very far from us, or at least our brothers and sisters in Jamaica, and where she's headed now. I last heard she was headed for Mexico.
Well, the last information we had was at 5 o'clock this afternoon. We'll have an update at 8 p.m. This evening. But at 5 o'clock, it was heading towards the Yucatan Peninsula, still racing at about 20 miles per hour and continuing to weaken, but it will still reach the Yucatan Peninsula tomorrow morning, perhaps as a Category 1. That's all we have to say about Beryl right now. But outside of our studios, we have some patchy clouds, temperature at 86 degrees. The relative humidity is 73% with easterly winds at 6 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,014.0 millibars. That translates to 29.94 inches. Temperatures around the islands, 83 at Marshall, Abaco, Greentoe, Key, and in Freeport, Grand Bahama. The Berry Islands at 84 degrees. In Bimini, a little warmer at 87, 85 in Harbor Island, and Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 85 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros. Also, South Andros at 85 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, 1 degree up at 86 degrees. Artistan, Cat Island, 84. 84s in San Salvador and also in Rumkey. Picking up some 86 in Rygat Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, Crooked Island, and Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklands, Matitani, Nagua, 86, and the Turks and Caicos Islands round out our temperature profile at 85 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Alive Business, where we always protected during the worst storms. And in the northwest and central islands tonight through Friday, light and variable winds, very flat sea conditions, 1 to 3 feet. The high tide will take place at 7:42 this evening, with another high tide at 7:58 tomorrow morning. And for the southeast Bahamas tonight through Friday, the winds will remain zonal. That is out of the east at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And on Saturday, the light and variable winds will continue for the northwest and central parts of the country, with the high tide taking place at 8:46 in the morning, low tide at 2:48 in the afternoon. For the southeast Bahamas, we'll have a change in the wind direction, becoming more southerly at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
That's the Beryl, the Bahamas. I like to go down. Oh yeah, oh yeah,
This is ZNS Total Sports. to adjust your television sets. I'm the small guard setting in for the big guard, Marcellus Hall, over there in Valencia, Spain, where Team Bahamas, they were off today as they get set for the semifinals at the pre-Olympic qualifiers. For more on that, here's Marcellus Hall.
This FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament update brought to you by J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Well, the Bahamas now 2-0 in tournament play here in Valencia, Spain, as the Olympic qualifying tournaments continue. Bahamas did have a day off. They got a much-needed rest day. They'll rest today and tomorrow before heading into the semifinals, where we now know they'll be going up against Lebanon. Caught up with the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture today and got his thoughts on what is indeed ahead for the Bahamas and the program.
After the 2 games of competition and looking at all 6 of the teams that is inside this tournament, I strongly believe that we have the strongest team here on the island, and I believe that we're going to become victorious and move on to the Olympics. Based on the talent-wise from what I've seen and depth, and the way the teams have been playing, even when I look at Team Spain, you know, I still believe the Bahamas has much more talent and is quite capable of moving on to the next level.
Now, the minister also talked about Vijay Edgecombe, who has made a tremendous impact here on the Bahamas squad. He says this young kid has a huge future.
This boy IQ of basketball is so high, and it's one of the highest I've ever seen. And being a former national coach who would have coached some of the NBA players that are on the team now, and just watching him play again proves that his IQ is just above beyond many. And, you know, so his style of play and his level of play and his composure and remaining focused on the floor, and as he played the games and has never rattled and plays both ends of the floor is what's make him such a up-and-coming great basketball player. Even presently now, I think his stocks is rising very high in this tournament as he enters the NCAA come this upcoming season.
Minister Boleg also talked about his time during the presidency of the Bahamas Basketball Federation, and he says this has really been a dream come true to see the Bahamas at this level.
And so once again, you know, it is elated, and I'm happy to see the development of the fruits of not just my labor, but those presidents and players before me and those who would have paved the way for these guys to be here today, because they had to survive and they had to continue advancing so that these guys could come home to play. And I say to God be the glory, and to thank each and every president, coach, players that would have paved the way. And to these guys here now, we now asking them to take us to the next level, which is to the Olympics.
And that's your check on what's going on here in Valencia, Spain. Reporting in Valencia for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Marcellus Hall.
Thanks, Marcellus. Klay Thompson was supposed to be a part of Team Bahamas at this year's Olympic qualifiers, but he was not released by the United States Basketball League. Well, he was also supposed to be a Golden State Warrior, but now he is in with the Dallas Mavericks, something that is not sitting well with Bahamian legend, his father, Michael Sweetbells Thompson.
I'm really disappointed. I was hoping, as you can assess, that he would be a Laker, and it was close. It came down to the Lakers and the Mavs, but the Mavs won out. But you know me, I was hoping and praying he'd finish his career with the Lakers. When he told me that the Lakers were talking to him and or going to talk to him, and the Mavs too, you know, obviously I tried to sell the playing for the Lakers. Obviously that's the right thing for me to do and the proper thing for me to do, and I felt like it was the correct thing for me to do, because I really believe in this franchise. The franchise has been so good to me and my family, including Clay. He grew up a Laker fan. He grew up idolizing Kobe Bryant, like most players his age, most kids his age. So I just thought it seemed like to be the perfect fit for him to finally come back home, because we always talked about him playing for the Lakers if he was not a Golden State Warrior. Where else would he want to play? And, of course, being a fan of Kobe's, he would have loved to have played for the Lakers, but he had a chance, and when the chance came, he chose the Mavericks instead. And I'll live with it. I accept it, and I'm happy for him that he's happy with his decision. But, yeah, of course, I tried to sell him on the Lakers.
Well, come this weekend, lots of action happening. The big one will be over at the Bahamas Football Association soccer site at the foot of the Sydney Pointer Bridge. For more on that, we check in with intern Swanson Gibson.
The Bahamas Football Association announcing their Nassau Beach Soccer Tournament. Beginning this weekend, some of the capital's best male and female athletes will have friendly competition at the foot of the Paradise Island Bridge. Bahamas Football Association Technical Director Bruce Swan discussed courting the players and the tournament's format.
We split the national players into different segments, and they were able to go out and recruit additional players to create teams, and also some of the clubs would have put in teams into the tournament. The group stage would run over the next 3 weekends. We have 7 teams playing each other. The top 4 teams would qualify for the semi-final the first weekend in August. They play the semi-final the Friday night, and the winners go on to the final the Saturday. On the girls' side, the three teams would play each other twice in a group stage. The top two teams coming out from that will play for the championship on the first Saturday in August.
Tournament coordinator Leslie St. Floyd expressed his excitement while describing the involvement of national team players.
Well, I'm very excited for it. We haven't had one since 3-4 years, so it's good to have it back again just to get things started for the beach soccer and get the teams prepared. Each national team players just put in a team, like to make the league competitive and stuff like that, instead of having all the national team players on one team. So we basically had like 3-4 national team players on one team. So we have like 18 players, I think. So 3 went separate ways. So and each of them put in a team.
The first matchup begins Friday at 6 p.m. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
And that's going to be it for sports. I'm Charles Fisher. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your rest of your evening.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
From June 1st to November 30th, the ZNS Radio and Television Network is the #1 source in the Bahamas for hurricane information before, during, and after a storm. Now is the time to choose your radio and television hurricane season ad packages. Get extra special rates and run the ads only when you want them to run. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800.
We have more than anyone else. We are the most. We are news leaders, and credibility is the order of the day.
Why don't you come to the most? Only the Sun can cover you better than our new digital product with exclusive stories and entertaining content.
We are the most. Community TV page and radio community announcements. The most viewers and listeners in the country.
We have the most years of Bahama history recorded. There's no archive like ours.
I came back home to bring you even more news and local programming. We're simply the most, the new ZNS.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Vontae, and welcome back to another episode of The Drop.
2 minutes to airtime. I came back home to make sure you have the most in news and entertainment. We're simply the most.
And I came back home to make sure that you have the most in information, education, entertainment, and inspiration. We're simply the most. The new ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather in the Central Caribbean Sea, that tropical wave has some disorganized showers and thunderstorms associated with it, and that's as a result of some upper-level wind sharing that is taking place and preventing the system from really trying to get together. As a result, the Hurricane Center is only giving it about a 10% chance of any kind of development. But whether it develops or not, over the weekend, it will certainly provide some rains over the Greater Antilles throughout the weekend. And then we're still looking at Beryl at 5 o'clock this afternoon with some 200 miles to the west of Grand Cayman Islands. It is still racing towards the west at about 20 miles per hour. Maximum sustainment has reduced to 110 miles per hour, making it a Category 2 hurricane, and it will continue towards the Yucatan Peninsula, perhaps making landfall during the morning hours, and then we anticipate that it will move into the Gulf of Mexico again come Friday night, and once that happens, we expect some intensification to take place. This is the tracking that we anticipate moving right across the Yucatan Peninsula, and by Friday night, it should reemerge in the Gulf of Mexico as a tropical storm, but intensifying once again to hurricane intensity before making landfall on the east coast of Mexico. And then closer to home, we have one of those feeder bands across the southeast Bahamas that's associated with Beryl as well. It's providing some clouds and will result in 1 or 2 showers as well in the southeastern parts of our country tonight. We're looking at partly cloudy, very warm here in the capital with a low temperature of 81 degrees, and tomorrow partly sunny and somewhat nice depending on how you look at it, but that temperature of 90 degrees is going to be very uncomfortable. And when we factor into that the relative humidity, we're looking at heat indices of around 106 degrees tomorrow. So Reminding you again, hydration is the key. Extended weather forecast pretty nice tomorrow, but we'll have some showers return on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of next week. Those temperatures continuing to hover in the low 90s right through the period into Tuesday of next week before we see them sink once again back into the upper 80s. Makishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. And today it's all about the red, white, and blue as the Bahamas joins in wishing America a happy independence. Our Jiminita Swain is standing by at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort, where officials, tourists, and even some locals are shrugging off the humidity in hopes of having themselves a grand old time. Jiminita?
Well, the Atlantis Resort is one of those locations that ensures that its guests have fantastic activities, and the U.S. independence celebrations is definitely one for the books. Now, joining me now to talk about what's planned for tonight is, of course, Daniel Belton. He is the Executive Director of Resort Programming and Activities. Good afternoon, Daniel. So talk to us about what you have planned for guests here tonight to mark the 248th Independence activities.
Absolutely. So we're going to kick things off with a poolside movie out here at the Royal Bath. It's a beautiful evening. Weather looks like it's going to hold up for us. We're showing Captain America: The First Avenger. And once the movie is over, we're going to play one or two activities, and we're going to roll right into our fireworks that are going to be shot off of a barge right off the beach here by Fireworks Unlimited. It's going to be about a 6 or 7 minute display, and once that is over, the fun isn't done. We're going to have a DJ playing out here, and of course we have light concessions, lemonade, snow cone, cotton candy, popcorn, and hot dogs, and then we have the bar set up as well.
So what went into planning this event and making it, I guess, a unique guest experience? I know Atlantis is big on family activities, so obviously it seems like this is something for the entire family.
Absolutely. All ages can come out. It's a collaborative effort between many of the departments here at the hotel. We've got logistics, banquet, guest activities, obviously special events, and then our partners at Zamar and PowerTech. Everyone coming together. It's been weeks in the making and planning, and now it's execution day, and we already have some people out here having a good time.
And how important are events like this to the Atlantis brand and, I guess, visitor return visits?
Absolutely. We have a reputation for American holidays to really celebrate not only July 4th, Easter as well, Thanksgiving, obviously with our big Battle for Atlantis basketball tournament. So when people travel here for their holidays, we definitely want to ensure that there's things for the entire family to do and make memories.
Well, there you have it, guys. Daniel plans to make memories for his guests here tonight. But of course, earlier today, we took to the streets to find out what visitors are going to be doing, or what brought them to our sunny shores.
For me, independence means freedom.
Independence means to me our freedom.
Well, independence is, freedom to be able to do good things, do bad things, succeed, make mistakes, but not being controlled and kind of told what to do.
Well, independence means a lot as a person of color. We're still got a ways to go, but it's nice because we're able to spend it with our family on a cruise. So I think that's the best way to spend your time.
It's not about, independence. If you're free and independent, you can celebrate anywhere. So what better way to celebrate Independence Day 2024 than in the Bahamas?
Well, there you have it, Makushla. Lots of visitors here enjoying their U.S. independence celebration. So I'm going to send it back to you in studio for now. I'm Jiminita Swain. Back to you, Makushla.
Well, thanks, Jiminita, and happy independence to all our American friends out there. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. And from all of us here, thank you for watching and good night.